and they're not able to benefit from it. So the way it makes a difference really is just boosting what this is all about. So NAMI Tennessee does a walk in 3 locations. I'm sure Victoria will mention it. NAMI Davidson County has a walk in Nashville as well. But the idea here is that we are part of the 120 some walks where we're out there in our communities showing that there's NAMI, there's active, there's passion, there's people, there's caring, there's support. So if you come to an affiliate, you see that you're not alone. Sometimes mental illness can be very isolating for caregivers or people working with a mental health condition. People come out, they can walk in support of a loved one, in memory of a loved one. There's all kind of information. And yes, there's funds raised that goes back into the system in order to grow and work more to let people know that we're here. So I'm looking forward to a really great 2023. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Really appreciate your leadership, and you have truly made NAMIWalks grow at the pace that it has. So thank you so much for that. Back one slide, we wanted to recognize our early bird sponsor for this year's walk. Neurocrine Biosciences supports NAMIs nationwide. They're a supporter of everything that NAMI Tennessee does. So they were our first to sign up this year. So it's a really strong start for sponsorship for our events. Okay, so let's look at some facts and figures from 2022. Just NAMI Tennessee in general, ways that we were able to serve the community. A lot of this through the fundraising that was done through NAMIWalks. Eric, if you'll put the other 2 up there. You guys can see on the screen, there's a lot of numbers and different metrics. We will share this with you after. So if you want to look at any of these closer, you definitely can. But just to highlight a few things, we had 16 family-to-family classes last year with 144 participants. Our state conference in September had over 400 attendees, which is wonderful. And we had more than 221 support groups in 2022 with 2,167 people in attendance. So that's really great. And it just shows quantitatively what we were able to do in 2022 with the funds raised from NAMIWalks. Okay, so 2023. Let's give you all the information for 2023. Okay, so as I mentioned, we were in a post-COVID format last year and in the year prior to that. So we called it NAMIWalks Your Way. And we are now transitioning to NAMIWalks. So that's just showing that we are moving back to this in-person format, which is truly what walk is meant to be, so that we can all come together and be communal. So really excited to be back. Okay. Okay, so NAMIWalks Tennessee this year. We are having the event. It's called the United Day of Hope across the country. This is when many of the spring NAMIWalks are going to all be walking at the same time. So it's Saturday, May 20th. And for my Eastern Tennessee people, keep in mind that you will be on the Eastern time version of this. So registration starts at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Then at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern, the walk will begin. And then at 10:15 or so Central, 11:15 Eastern, we will have our walk celebration begin. And what that means is we will have time to celebrate, spend time together, eat good food, visit our vendors, all of those good things. So that's what the walk celebration is. So our 3 locations this year, we started this model last year. We have a walk in Middle, East, and West Tennessee. In Middle Tennessee, our walk is going to be in Murfreesboro at Gateway Island. And we'll show you a photo of that in a minute. In Knoxville, it's going to be held at Mayor Ralph McGill Plaza. And then in Memphis, it will be held at Audubon Park. So those are our 3 locations for this year. And there's the website if you ever need to check the spelling or the time or anything like that. All this information is on our website. Okay, so here, the first picture here, the top left is Gateway Island in Murfreesboro, We have that whole venue for our walk, which is really exciting. The top right is Mayor Ralph McGill Plaza in Knoxville. Really excited about all that green space in the middle for our vendors. And then at the bottom, we have Audubon Park in Memphis. So really excited to spend time in nature at that park, and just wanted to give you guys a visual of where we would be. Join us. Okay, so I wanted to touch on this for those of you that aren't familiar. If you are an affiliate of NAMI Tennessee, we do offer something called a revenue share. What that means is 65% of what your affiliate raises will get paid back to you. And this is just a great way to help grow your affiliate, which is the whole purpose and intention behind the walk. That has previously been 50%, so we were really excited to be able to offer a little more back this year. And if you have questions at all about the revenue share or anything like that, we have a lot of information on it, so I'll make sure that I get that to you. And then the satellite agreement. So what is that? A satellite walk is basically if you want to hold a pop-up walk or a walk your way anywhere besides our 3 main locations. If you want to hold it on a different day at a different time, that would be called a satellite walk. You'll still get a revenue share if you're an affiliate doing that, but that is an option for you if you can't make it to one of our 3 main walks. Okay, so this year's hashtag is Together for MH, which means mental health. As the conversation surrounding mental health has become energized like never before, we will continue to show that we are together for mental health in 2023 with our national hashtag Together for MH. And we will have that posted, remind you, so that we can have all of your wonderful posts and pictures and videos from Walk Day collected in one place. Okay, so we have a few special guests at our walks this year. First of all, at our Middle Tennessee walk, our MC is Mr. Joe Hunk from 104.5 The Zone. He's a local sportscaster out of Nashville, very passionate about mental health and very excited to use his platform to spread the word about NAMI and everything that we do. We will also have Miss Franklin County, Jana Hahn. Here's a picture of she and Jeff at our Day on the Hill last week at the Capitol. She is in the running for Miss Tennessee, and she got to spend Advocacy Day with us and is really excited for mental health to be her platform along with NAMI. So those are 2 of our special guests that we'll have this year, along with family fun and then mental health resources, which we have every year with our vendors. So those are some things you can expect on Walk Day. Join us. Okay, t-shirt design reveal. This is very exciting. Every year we have a different t-shirt design. A little transition here. Wow. Okay, so here's the logo. Eric and I are both wearing the shirt. It's kind of hard to see, but it's really pretty and it's a beautiful light blue color. If you want to hit it to the next slide, Eric. So if you raise $100 or more, you will receive this shirt. On the back of it will be all of our sponsor logos, and it's a really pretty color. So it's definitely something to work for this year as you're fundraising. So keep that in mind. There are also other incentives that you can work for. I like to have a goal when I'm fundraising or working towards something, and these help mark your milestones as you hit those in your fundraising. As we just mentioned, $100 for the event t-shirt. At $250, you can get a little clear tote or a long sleeve tee. At $500, you can get a yoga mat, trucker hat, or pet leash and collar, all of this with the NAMIWalks logo. $1,000, you get a tie-dye hoodie, hydro flask bottle, or a handheld massager. $1,500, you get an umbrella, Nike polo, or an Eddie Bauer jacket with the logo. $2,000, you can get a backpack, half-zip pullover, or skull candy earbuds. $3,500, you get a cutter and buck jacket, which looks very nice, a piece of luggage, or an oil diffuser. And at $5,000, you can get a folding beach wagon, JBL speaker, or a cutter and buck rain jacket. So we like to share that with you, that we want to reward you as you fundraise. So keep those in mind as you're working hard. Okay, so now we're going to play the NAMIWalks video. This is special to Tennessee, and it's really just inspirational. So we're excited for you guys to see it.
I heard about the NAMIWalk through Instagram, Facebook. Being a part of the mental health movement is awesome.
Participating in NAMIWalks was the highlight of my year. It wasn't just a walk, it wasn't just a fundraiser, it was a community showing itself at its best.
It was just cool to see the energy that surround the walk, and I saw a lot of young people there, and I was like, wow, like, this is great.
It's really important to come out as a team, especially a team that's so devoted to service.
I walk in the NAMIWalks for myself, my peers.
You see people at NAMIWalks and they're taking pictures and they're raising awareness and they're putting it on social media and they're putting their teams out there. It's just really heartwarming.
Mental health for all means acceptance, love, support. It raises funds for free services that are at no cost to families, and that's really important for me as a therapist to be able to refer families.
It's a place where there's no stigma, no judgment, and just love.
I walk the NAMIWalk for my family members who died by suicide, who did not have the opportunity to recover.
I walk for my brother, for every heartbeat that I still feel in my body, even though he's not here today, but in spirit. Every step that I take is for him.
Mental health for all, to me, it means access.
I walk in memory of my son. I walk to end stigma because I know stigma is the leading barrier that prevents people from taking the very first steps to getting the help that they need.
NAMIWalks is such an important part of the mental health movement. We had so many people come out wanting to support us, thanking us for what we had done for their family or for them, and wanting to give back. I walk around in my NAMI shirts and it's less often, what's NAMI, and more often, oh, NAMI, I know.
Mental health for all means to me exactly what it says. Everybody needs access to mental health services.
We deserve visibility. We deserve a chance to be in a community that is touched by mental illness, but in a celebratory way, in a way that celebrates hope and recovery. And that's how walking with NAMI makes me feel. It makes me feel hopeful for the future, and it makes me feel joyous in the community that I have around me.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but that really inspires me. I think it's a great way, if you haven't been to a walk before, to see just kind of what the day looks like. And there were some really special stories in there. So nice little preview of what you can expect on walk day. Okay, so how do you get involved? There are so many different ways that you can be involved at NAMIWalks, leading up to the event, at the event, all depending on your season of life, however much time or little time you have, there's something that you can do. So you can register. You can register as a team captain, a team member, be an individual participant, or if you can't make it, you can be a virtual participant. You can also be a sponsor of the event. You can join our walk committee. You can volunteer on event day, which is a great option if you don't have a ton of time. And you can promote NAMIWalks. You can promote it at your workplace with your friends and family, colleagues, like we mentioned, and at church. We have all of the resources you need for that, whether it's posters or flyers or digital, so you can send emails and things like that. We have everything you can need in that regard. Well, that didn't turn out great on the computer, did it? So what this is meant to be is a very clear-cut guide on how to register. Obviously, that doesn't show that right here, but it's a step-by-step guide, and it is on our website and it is not in hieroglyphics on our website. So you can walk through each step, and really just kind of helps if you have any trouble with that. Okay, we have two really, really important pieces of material for this year's walk. One is our NAMI sponsorship packet. It is hosted and lives on our website. It has every sponsorship opportunity that we offer and every benefit that comes with that. It also has the page that you fill out and turn in to become a sponsor. So really an important document, and we have it, like I said, online. And then secondly, this just came out, our 2023 Team Captain Toolkit. You all will be receiving this. It really did just come out. You'll be receiving this after the kickoff, but it is chock full of everything you need to lead a team. Step-by-step checklists, the best way to empower your team members and make your walk experience the best that it can be. So it's a really, really important piece. Okay, so we wanted to include a few different ways. You know, we say you can get involved by fundraising or registering, but like, how do you actually do that? So we have a couple graphics that are super helpful. This breaks down how to fundraise $100 in 7 days. As you can see here, they're very simple ways, but collectively, if you use them, you can raise money pretty quickly. So again, we'll send this out after so that you do have this at your disposal, but that's a helpful guide. And then Facebook fundraising. What's interesting is in 2022, over 30% of the funds raised for NAMIWalks nationwide came through Facebook, which you wouldn't necessarily expect, but it makes sense because sometimes people, you forget to email everybody that you know, or you forget to tell everybody that you're walking in NAMIWalks. But if you post it on your Facebook, you'll catch some of those folks that maybe you don't keep up with, and you'll be surprised how many people will donate to you. So we really, really encourage everyone that fundraises and has a Facebook to do the Facebook fundraiser. Okay, so now we want to give you a local story and sign of hope and why we walk. So we walk for 3 reasons: to promote awareness of mental health and reduce stigma, to raise funds for NAMI's free top-rated mental health programs, and to build community and let people know they're not alone. Okay, so Kathy Martin, she was our top fundraiser in 2022. She's with NAMI Oak Ridge. She's going to share with us why, via video, why walking is important to her and why NAMI is important to her overall.
Hello, my name is Kathy Martin, and I'm the volunteer leader for the NAMI affiliate in Oak Ridge and Anderson County. I joined NAMI because of my son. When he was 19, he developed a schizoaffective disorder, PTSD, and general anxiety. And we didn't know where to turn, where to go, who to talk to, or even where to start to find that out. Everybody around us, kind of that we thought we had support from, kind of disappeared because they were terrified of the diagnosis of schizophrenia. And about 4 years into that, we weren't making much progress, and I was introduced to NAMI by a friend. She said, "This will be the best thing you've ever seen," and she was right. I went to the first support group, and there were people there that understood where I was, what I was doing. I felt like I was not the only one in the world. I was not alone anymore. And there was some actual help. It was wonderful, and it changed my life. It gave me my life back. With my son, with his illness, and I have ADHD and PTSD, we were untreated, and between the two of us, would lock horns and whirl around the house like a tornado, just causing chaos. And it's because I didn't know how to take him communication-wise. I didn't know how he felt, and so I took Family Precursor, which was with Open Mind, and it taught me how to communicate and how to empathize have understanding about the diseases and how to bring the chaos down in the house. And it was good for me. It gave me my life back. It was good for my son, settled him down a little bit. And I learned to take care of myself. I'm a leader, and I teach family to family and family and friends. I teach family to family and some other courses. And I do that because I needed to give back what I had received. It was such a gift. And I want it to be easier on people coming up in the same situation and not have to struggle for so long. It was really hard. Family members don't get much help because we're really not seen. And I'm serious. It really saved my life. And everything NAMI does is free. We do support groups free. We do classes free. We provide materials for those classes. And like our affiliate, we send out the NAMI book and some other books about mental illness when people call. And especially now after the pandemic, there's really a need for it. So please help us do the work we've been doing. It saves sanity and it saves lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kathy. See, you're on the call for sharing your story. You are very brave and vulnerable and honest, and you so beautifully capture what we're able to do at NAMI. So thank you so much. That really inspires me. I hope it inspires y'all as well.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that.
Yes, and like I said, Kathy was our top fundraiser in 2022. So really proud of you for that. Okay, so we're going to start wrapping up. Let's go to the next slide. Thank you. So again, another little guide with your basic steps to how to just start, where to start. So first of all, we want you to register if you haven't already. Secondly, we want you to customize your page and share your story. Then we suggest that you self-donate to kick off your fundraising. Use your network. It's hard sometimes to ask people for money, but you'll be surprised when you give a heartfelt explanation of what you're doing that your friends and family want to support you. Find your best tool, just whatever works for you. Sometimes old-fashioned letters are the best option. Sometimes texting is the best. Get connected on social media. We have a wonderful social media page run by our new marketing manager, Tiara Robinson. And we share a ton of information on there. So you definitely want to follow us if you don't. And then just start fundraising. The goal with Walk is to spread awareness and to expand our affiliates so that we can provide local services. But we do want you to try to fundraise. The goal doesn't have to be huge, but like I said, you'll be surprised if you really put your heart into it and put yourself out there, what you can bring in. So, and I am your coach. If you have any questions, if you just need help or assistance or ideas, that's what I'm here for. So now we want to open up the floor for question and answer. I know we hit you with a lot of stuff. So does anyone have any questions at this time?
I have a question.
Sure.
So Tony and I are co-leaders on the walk team. And how can I get her name on there too? Because when people look for it, they're going to look for her name, and we don't want to miss anything.
Yes. So that's a great question, Kathy. I submitted they call it a ticket to get that fixed. It's something that I had to request this year. So if anybody wants to add co-captains, I know Michael and Betsy, you guys are the same, and I also submitted a ticket for y'all. But if anybody wants that co-captain designation on their team, just let me know, and I can do that for you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kathy. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you put the website for all the walk information up? Because I went to NAMI 10 last night and clicked on events, and it's all old information. So can you all update that so it links to the new stuff?
Yes. So it's updated now, Della. We just were able to update that. That is, well, you can't click on that. This is the main one. David, I see you're on the call. Can you put that other website link in the chat, please? So this is the page for NAMIWalks Tennessee, but like you said, when you go to the website and navigate through NAMI Tennessee, we've updated that page, and David is about to put that in the chat for us.
So you want the website page, correct, Victoria?
Yes, the one we worked on.
Okay.
Thank you. So that will allow you to register, to donate, to edit your page, all of those things. And like I said, David's going to put in the chat the way that you can find it. It's a different page just through our website. So if anybody Googles NAMI Tennessee and they start going through there, it's now an updated page.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Sure.
I have a question, Victoria.
Yes, ma'am.
I signed up originally because I couldn't get on with Kathy as the co-leader of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So I donated money and it went on to the team site. So then I realized I needed to register myself individually. So I did that. But now there's no money on that because it went to the team page. So it looks like I have not given anything. Now, what do I need to do about this and to get that corrected? Because I want it to go to the team, not to me individually, you know. But I don't even want an individual page. Can you do that?
So you're saying the money that people donated, right now it's just gone to your team?
Yes, including my donations. So it looks like on my separate page that I haven't given anything, but I have. But it went to the team. You see what I'm saying?
I do. That'll be something that we can fix on the back end. Let me reach out to you offline and make sure I'm understanding, because I don't want to move money around and it not be exactly what you're meaning.
Right. So what I want to know, if I register and get my name on there as team captain, is there any reason why I have to have an individual page as well?
No. So a lot of people, and what Tony's referencing is there's a team page, which most people will send that link out to friends and family to donate. You do have an individual page, but a lot of people don't use it. They just send out the team page, because when you go to the team page, people can select. They have Donnie Oak Ridge. They'll see, oh, Tony, I know her. I want to donate under Tony, and they can click donate that way. So having an individual page, some people like it, but it's not necessary. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'll call you, Tony.
All right, thank you.
But if that is a question that people have, Eric, you can put it back on the slideshow. You don't have to go through there. If that is a question people have about, you know, how do I use these different pages? I have something I can send out that explains it a little bit better, maybe a little more eloquently than I do, but it'll give you the guide to how to edit that, the different uses, and the best way to give people the information to register or donate for your team. So that's a good question.
Yeah, I have another question. I want to be sure it's clarified, because we always have problems with this. My understanding was that in order to receive a shirt, not only do you have to donate $100, you also have to register to walk. But you did not say that a few minutes ago. You said give $100 and you can get a shirt. You didn't say you have to register to walk. Now I need to know which it is, because we've had some misunderstandings in the past about that.
So someone that is registered to walk and raises $100, all of those incentives that we looked at, that is your fundraising. So if you went, Tony, and gave $100 to Kathy, you wouldn't get a t-shirt just for giving her $100. It has to be Tony has registered, Tony has raised X amount of money, $100 to get a t-shirt. If, if I went and decided to give to somebody's team, they might not be able to track me and then send me a t-shirt. It makes things really complicated. So we try to keep it for our registered walkers who raise that money. And thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
just
really
wanted to be
important
sure, because you
distinction.
didn't say that originally. You said just give $100 and you'll get a shirt, but that's not quite true, right?
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, that is
Okay.
an important distinction.
I just wanted to have that clarified. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hey,
Any
Victoria,
other questions?
Victoria, it's Michael Barrett. Just want a quick logistics question for the group and you for the day of. Betty and I, we've only been to one walk last year, and we know that late May or May 20th can be blazing hot some years in Tennessee. Last year wasn't too bad, as I recall, but some of the folks from our affiliate said we wanted to make sure we brought like these cold towels kept in a cooler with ice to wrap around people's necks. They're worried about, folks just kind of keeling over from heat exhaust or whatever. So I don't know if there's a best practice from all of you who've done these things, many years in a row when it's been a blazing hot day. So I put it out there for comment.
Yeah, a couple things on that. Great question. So with the venue this year compared to last year, this year we have coverings people can go under. We have multiple electrical sources, so fans can be plugged in. We can also provide like paper fans and things like that. That is a great thought, though, to communicate out to people. It's going to be hot at the end of May. If you're someone affected by the heat, we recommend you bring a mister bottle, a little handheld fan, a cooling towel, a hat for shade, things like that. That's something that we can make sure people know to think about. But we will have more covering. I know last year was essentially an open field. So this year we have some shelter.
Victoria?
Yes.
It's Betty.
Hi.
To jump off of what Michael said, I know you mentioned this a little while ago, but what specifically is NAMI Tennessee going to be providing in terms of equipment, tables, canopies, chairs, PA systems, any kind of signage or resource materials? What is going to be provided to us at the walk?
Yeah, great question. So when you arrive at the walk, you will see that there are tables, like just long tables and chairs set up with some tents. We'll have a registration tent. And then the tables and chairs will be set up for our vendors. So that's, a behavioral health company or, a treatment center, different places that want to come and provide community resources there. We will have signs. We will have larger signs that point you exactly where you need to go, tell you where to park, tell you how to get to registration, tell you about, where the walk route is. They'll also have a PA system. We will have that at each site. We plan and hope to have live music at each site. So we will be having that full sound experience, if you will. And then resources as far as information about mental health and about NAMI. We have a really beautiful and expansive collection of brochures that go everything from 10 signs that you have depression to how do I get involved with basics, just everything that you need in that sense. So we really try to make it, if someone has never heard of NAMI and they show up, they'll have an understanding of NAMI when they leave.
So
does that answer your question?
Yeah, more or less. So will each affiliate, because I think there's maybe 11 affiliates in Middle Tennessee, will we each be provided with a table and chairs, or is that some? Okay.
Yes.
And
yes.
Okay. And then each affiliate will be provided with resource materials.
Correct. And then we encourage you to bring anything for your local affiliate that's a resource material. Yes, we'll provide the general basic NAMI Tennessee stuff. To add to that, we'll also have a lot of cold water. That's huge. And then you'll be provided with lunch as well for attending.
Okay. Should we also bring coolers, or are there going to be coolers there to put drinks in
So,
or the cold towels
yeah.
or
We have a day of list of different things that you can bring. We recommend, things like a blanket if you want to sit on the grass and stay and hang out for a while, an umbrella if you want to with the sun. Again, we walk in the morning, so it's not terrible, but it still can be hot in May. And then you can bring a cooler, you can bring, insulated lunchbox, whatever you want. But we do send out you can bring this to the event, or we recommend you bring this to the event type list.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I have another question, Victoria. What about publicity? Newspaper publicity? Who's handling that this year?
So myself, along with our new marketing manager, Tiara Robinson, she's on the call. We have identified there are 3 different online event calendars, which a lot of people utilize when they look up events in the area, things to do. They can also search mental health and it'll pop up as an event in the community. That's one way that we publicize. We also publicize through social media and through our NAMI at Home e-newsletter, which reaches tens of thousands of people. If there is someone, or not someone, but an entity in your local community that you want to get an article into, a press release, anything, whether it be this big or a full, page, if you let me know that, Tiara and I can make sure that we get that to that source.
Okay, thank you.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Who invites like community partners, like other mental health providers and things like that?
Great question, Della. So we do. Last year, Jeff took the lead on that and was really great about making sure that anyone that we work with that provides resources in the area of the walk, that we reached out to them and said, hey, just come. We would love for you to just be there. So we do a lot of that. If you have someone that you work with, if there's, entities or there are people that you think would be, a mutually beneficial person to be there or partner to be there, you're welcome to invite them. If you want to let me know who you invite, we can talk about if they want to come in and get a table. There are different levels that they can come in and be a part of the event. So we do a majority of it, but if you have someone that you want to invite, I can connect with them and let them know different options of involvement.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question about checks. We have a lot of people that don't do internet banking or anything like that. And so we'll have checks. So what do we do with those so they can get turned around and get credit?
Yeah, so I have an envelope. It's a collection envelope that I can send to you to print, or I can send you just the envelope itself. On the outside of the envelope, you can have your team name and then list out each check. And then so when you send that into us, we know NAMI Oak Ridge has these 12 checks. We can check them off as we enter them into the system. That's the most organized way. When people mail them in individually, we strongly encourage that they write in the memo line the team name and the person on the team that they want it to go towards. Because we'll get checks sometimes that we can see their address, where they've mailed it from, but we have no idea who it goes towards. And so then it just goes to the bottom line of walk, which is okay, but we want the people that need to get credit to get credit. So I'll make sure I can send you a hard copy of that envelope, and that will go to all team captains.
That would be wonderful. And how often do we send those in? Do we wait till the end? Do we send them when we get a page full? Or
it's up to you. Kind of knowing the amount of support that your team gets, I would think every few weeks as it gets closer, I would send it in just so your actual fundraising is more reflected in real time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? We still have a few minutes. And I want to emphasize too, I know a lot of times I won't think of a question till after the fact. That's my whole purpose here, is to help you, to guide you, to get you set up, and to make sure that, you know, you're clear on everything that is offered to you, and just to help you. So do not hesitate ever to reach out to me. Phone, email. Go ahead, Betty.
Victoria, I do have a question. So this,
Yes.
you mentioned this team captain toolkit. Is that going to come to us via an email, or is that like an actual physical entity that gets sent to us?
Yeah, it'll come to you via email. You can print it if you'd like. I can send you a hard copy if you'd like. It also will live on our website, so you can click on that at any time.
Is it available now?
It just came out, Eric, yesterday. So we'll make sure that we add it to the website like right after this. As soon as I can sit down and do it, I will. But I'll make sure that I email it to you as well, so you have it in your inbox.
Okay, that'd be great.
Hey, Victoria. Hi, everybody. I'm Eric. I was going to share the walk day supply checklist sheet. Now that just real quickly, don't get overwhelmed by this, but this is sort of what we go off of for each venue. Obviously, each of your venues is going to be a little bit different, but I just wanted to show you some of the back end stuff that they provide for us. So as you can see, it's all broken into, you know, we can add extra things as well as, you know, how to keep cool and all those kind of things. But I just wanted to share this as a resource that each of your walk managers will be going off of this to decide which of these things are needed. So for example, you know, we're going to need t-shirts, and we're going to need to tell the volunteers on how t-shirts work, you know. And as you see here, the question says t-shirts are earned by donating $100 per registered participant. That's right in that was one of the questions that was asked.
Thank you, Eric.
Victoria, I'd like to put in a little clarification as well on the word sponsorship. And I think, I'm not sure who it was, talked about local organizations. So first of all, last year, I invited some other organizations in because of the partnership that we had with them over many years, like Tennessee Suicide Prevention Network is in all over the state. And so we invited them to come to the regional sites. At the local level, you are able to assist with sponsorship solicitation, and there is a revenue share that's mentioned on that in the revenue sharing agreement. And sometimes you will know local people that are involved with mental health that we don't know about. So we have relationships with a lot of psych hospitals and mental health centers and that. And we invite them to be statewide sponsors. But if you know local entities, I mean, it could be a car repair place, it can be anything, that if a credit union, any local business, if you think that they would like to be part of the walk, we haven't stressed that as much because the affiliates that we talk to often, there's only a certain number of volunteer time available. But if there's a desire to reach out to local potential sponsors, then your local walk manager or Victoria can help you with materials and sample solicitation speeches and things of that nature. So that is a positive thing to do. So we typically have not just brought in tables for people other than affiliates and sponsors, unless it's something like first aid where we really want it, or if it's a group that's going to give out free water bottles or something like that, something that really makes the event special. But there is sponsorship. So if you know of somebody you'd like them to be there, then get with Victoria or your local walk person. What we've not typically had is people that are creating, let's say they have a jewelry business or something like that, that we haven't really had vendors there except for food trucks or things that we thought we wanted to have to make the event more special. And then we have invited food trucks. So if you have questions like that come up, then check with Victoria or Orlando, and we're still nailing down who's going to be helping us in Memphis and in Knoxville. So that is an option. And same with that, if you have connections with media in your community, it will be easier for you to get some attention from them than what we send out from Nashville. So we will be focusing in the media, like television if we can, or radio, in places like Memphis and Murfreesboro and Knoxville. So that doesn't help so much in your community if you're not in one of those counties perhaps, which is why we want the option. If you want to do something in your community instead, you'd rather not travel and you'd like to do it in your community, we want to support that also. So again, Victoria is the main one for questions on that, but I just wanted to kind of go over that we recognize that if you put a walk in Nashville, in Maryville, I mean, not Nashville, even Knoxville, it's a bit of a drive. And so it's up to you, but we'd like you to be involved one way or the other. And again, if you are close to Nashville and that's better for you than going to Murfreesboro, it's great. I like to think a rising tide raises all boats. If the more people we have showing up at NAMIWalk as part of that number that Victoria shared about the whole country and the amount of people and the amount of money raised. So if you're interested in Nami Davidson, Robin Nobling's on the call, you contact her or someone on their walk team. But if you are an affiliate that you would rather do something in your community, we'll help you do that too. Because the main thing is, let's let Tennessee know we've got NAMI. So thank you for allowing me to fill that in. And Victoria, you did a great job, and Eric and everybody, great questions.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Great points. And Tony, that brought up something. We were talking about media and advertising. We talked about Joe Hunk, the MC in Middle Tennessee. However, his show and his broadcast goes statewide. He's really a champion for mental health and NAMI. He's like an eager beaver. So that's definitely going to be a new avenue of advertising that we haven't had before. So excited about that. And yeah, guys, if you do, Robin, do you want to put your email address in the chat? If anybody wants to support NAMI Davidson County at their walk, it's at a new venue this year, Bicentennial or Centennial Park. You can say a couple words, Robin, if you want to. You're muted.
Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, we're over at Bicentennial Law State Park next to the farmers market this year. We've outgrown our location in at Shelby Park, so we're real happy to be there. And we do have a new walk manager this week. We're very happy to announce that Matt Lasitis is our walk manager. So it's his email address that I'm going to be putting in the chat. He has just jumped right in. So, we are expecting about 1,000 people this year for our event, and looking forward to what it's going to look like at the new location.
Yeah, thank you, Robin. So really proud of you guys. You guys have grown. Your walk is very successful. So really, really proud of you guys. And glad you have a new walk manager. That's exciting.
Yes, that is exciting.
So Robin's going to put
I see Davidson County and a phone number in the chat, a 408 number. Does anybody know what that is?
Oh, so let me introduce. So Orlando Andrews, there he is. So
okay, I couldn't see the whole.
Yes,
the whole thing. Yeah,
he is our Middle Tennessee walk manager. We missed him there at the beginning, but Orlando, if you want to say hey, I know it's a face to a name for several people. So.
Hello. So yeah, I'm actually kind of new, just contracted here to help all the affiliates outside of Davidson, which is what I put in the chat.
I couldn't see it. Thank you, Orlando.
So if you have any, particularly working on sponsorships and relationships with businesses and trying to get walk teams out of the business community. So if there's anything you need help with, if you feel more comfortable with me approaching some of the businesses, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm not as familiar necessarily with all the counties, so any help you can provide me with just navigating a little bit would make it a lot easier and quicker for me. So, but happy to help you out however I can.
Thank you, Orlando. Glad to have you on board. Okay, any other questions? I appreciate Jeff and Eric, y'all filling in some of the blanks there. I know I forget things at times, so. And we will be sending you an email with this recording, the documents that we mentioned in the email, including the team collection envelope. And that way you'll have my email address if you don't have it already. I think a lot of you do, but want to make sure that we keep that line of communication open. So if you have questions as we're going along the process, you can reach out. And then Orlando put his phone number in the chat, but I'll also include that in the email. So any other questions for the greater good of the group? We appreciate y'all so much taking time and attending today. I hope this was exciting and inspirational and informative more than anything. So thank y'all. We've got some very hardworking people on this call that have been longtime walk supporters. So thank you for all that you continue to do.
Thank you.
Thanks, Victoria.
Thank you, Victoria.
Fabulous day. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.